Okay. This is a ad by Genesis, an Irish brewing company. Their most recent ad shows a photo at a bar with everyone's phones stacked on a table, and it says, "Enjoy responsibly. Phones down, please." This ad is indicating that people should put their phones down more and enjoy face-to-face interactions with other people. In simpler words, Genesis has acknowledged the problem of cell phone use we have in society. Cell phones became known around the 19th century. When they first were introduced initially, they were used for communicating and emergency services. In present time, cell phones are used for so much more. They're used for internet, social networking, entertainment, shopping, and so many other useful things we do in our daily lives. With constant cell phone use, there comes many problems. Many people have experienced the feeling of nomophobia, which is basically just the fear of being out of contact with cell phones. Statistics state that people who suffer from nomophobia are oftentimes connected with depression, anxiety, and other mental illness. This fear can make a person feel anxious when they lose their phone or run out of battery or have no signal. 53% of mobile users suffer from nomophobia, according to research. On average, 54% of children feel their parents have checked their phone too often. As a child grows and watches a parent do something continuously, as far as being on their phone, they develop into realizing that that is a common habit for society and they feel they should do it and just start to copy what's going on. 56% of teens feel like they have an addiction to their phone, and 72% of teens feel they have the need to immediately respond to text messaging, social networking, and other notifications that may pop up. And majority of parents at 66% feel teens spend too much time on their mobile devices. Phones have become very common over the past decade. In reality, face-to-face interactions with peers have decreased over time. Mostly when a lot of friends meet up with other friends, majority of the time is spent on their phones. This is done to the point where teenagers and even adults can't enjoy whatever activity they're attending. Social activities have basically become meetups just to be on your phone. The use of cell phones has made it hard to actually enjoy life. Our generation is so caught up in being liked on networking sites and social media, and they're so focused on the entertainment that a cell phone provides that we can't create new memories or simply just enjoy face to face interactions with peers. As this picture shows in the background, this is what a normal gathering or a social event consists of, like everyone being on their phone, taking pictures for social media, not even interacting with anyone else. Adults, on average, typically spend about 5 hours a day on their cell phones and they check it every 12 minutes, escalating up to 80 times per day just checking their phones. 94% of people 18 to 40 admits to having a social media platform. Majority of social networking sites are filled with getting likes from other people and viewers and so on. Many teenagers and some adults become depressed with getting people to like them on networking sites. This often urges people to live misleading lives in order to get noticed by others. Being too focused on a virtual world such as Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter can lead to developing anxiety and loneliness in your real life. Another thing that's wrong with constantly being on your cell phone is it is a major distraction. It distracts you from daily activities with everyone. People are easily focused on their phones rather than jobs or even schoolwork, hobbies, or social events. These distractions could lead to much more negative effects in the long run. Adults, for example, are usually very distracted when driving or working. When driving, they're usually texting or having conference calls. or sending out emails, which could even lead to car crashes, maybe even death. Teens, for example, are easily distracted with cell phones from their schoolwork or chores or even social gatherings in their life. It could lead to difficulty with their attention span becoming shorter and difficulty concentrating and even meeting new people. Professor Adrian at the University of Texas in Austin conducted an experiment with his colleagues and 500 undergraduates. In this experiment, some participants were told to set their phones to silent without vibration and either leave them in a bag or put them on a desk. Some participants were asked to leave their possessions, including their cell phone, outside of the testing room. In this experiment, students who left their phones outside seemed to do better on their tests. Overall, the ones who did not do as good wouldn't admit that it was from having their cell phone on them. Ward's findings suggested that the presence of a cell phone reduced available cognitive capacity and cognitive functioning, even though people feel they are giving their full attention and focus to their task. The constant use of cell phones can also lead to major memory problems. As you can see in the picture, there's constant radiation from cell phone use into your brain when you're talking on the phone. There's also constant irritation with your eyes when you're always looking at your phone. Um, People are getting more dependent on mobile devices to access information or remember phone numbers or even just to meet people. Short term memory is used for daily activities. Whether long-term memory capacity, having a mobile device where you can constantly access information can make you dependent on search engines as well. People feel the need to just pull out their phone when they need information and use the internet instead of actually remembering and storing information in their brain. When we can't put down our phone for simple activities, it messes with our brain continuously. The blue lights that's transmitted from the phone affect your vision and sleep cycle. Researchers have discovered that exposure to blue light, which is what comes from the phone, suppresses the production of the body's natural sleep hormone. It increases alertness and resets the body's circadian rhythm to a later schedule. Eventually, all of this will lead to insomnia for many nights. Um, it'll also lead to sleep deprivation, which could cause a lot of more major health issues. Um, our personal relationships have also been affected by cell phones. Personal relationships, family, friends have all been affected due to cell phone use. As you can see in the picture, this is what many of the dates I see nowadays are like. One person is always on their phone, or even both people are always on their phone. And there's no really real interaction with either one when you're constantly on your phone as far as social media, networking, or whatever you may be doing. Before phones were very common and before all the technology that comes with the phone, we had to do things a lot differently. We actually interacted with our environment, we learned new things, we experienced more and achieved more. Overall, we should be less dependent on our mobile devices and basically enjoying life. Even though there are positive aspects with using cell phones have affected a lot of things in daily lives from social interactions all the way up to memory loss. It has left a negative impact on society. Although there is so much to do with the cell phone, there is nothing wrong with living outside of your phone.